Hi, and welcome back to the channel, Learn Real Estate 123. Today, in part 2 of leverage, we're going to explore the benefits of using other people's money, i.e. the bank, is an absolutely brilliant way to buy a home, and why you're maximizing your profit and minimizing your risk because you never truly own the home. So leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's all about the money, so here we go. So your first benefit is minimizing risk. By putting down as little as possible, 35,000, 50,000, whatever, as opposed to putting down as much as possible, 20% or more, which can be 170,000, 200,000 or more, you minimize your exposure to the market, meaning if the market goes down or something happens to you or your home, walking away from $35,000 is a lot easier than walking away from $200,000, so you're literally minimizing your risk and your exposure to the market. It's absolutely brilliant. Benefit number 2. You're not really buying a home even when you're buying a home. They should actually change that name. Why? Because in order to own a home, you'd have to keep it for 30 years, and you probably won't. So therefore, you're not buying anything. It's more like a car lease with benefits. But this is not your forever home, so the odds of you keeping it for 30 years are slim to zero. So most people look at their home as an asset. It's really not. It's a liability. Why? Because you don't own it. When you go to a financial advisor and he lists your assets and liabilities, the home goes in the liability column. Why? Because, first of all, until you pay it off, and that's going to take 30 years, it's a liability. And secondly, if something happens to it, act of God, earthquake, fire, flood, whatever. So, since it's a liability, it's all about the monthly payment, not the price. Another reason to consider using leverage when buying your home is called amortization. Amortization or amortization curve is very simply put as you are paying a little bit of interest and a little bit of principal every time you make a payment. The problem is the bank wants its money up front. So for the first 7 years of a 30-year mortgage, it's approximately 90 to 95% interest. You don't start paying off the house until you start going further and further in the curve. So for example, if you're looking to buy a $1 million home, it'll probably take you about 13 to 15 years to break even on that purchase price. But most people won't be in the home for 13 to 15 years, so maybe there's a better use of your money. And the biggest reason you don't want to put down a whole ton of money when you're buying your home, especially your first home, is because most people look at that money as you putting down as equity. But it's not. It's a forced savings account at zero interest. That's not equity. Equity is I bought the house for $700,000 and I sold it for $900,000. That $200,000, that's equity or profit. The money that you put into the house to buy the house is just sitting there doing nothing. So again, in the next part, in part 3, we're going to discuss other ways to offset high interest rates and high prices on a home. But if you're looking to buy down the house that you're never going to pay off, why would you do that? It makes 0 sense. Well, that's the video. That's leverage part 2. Hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and help us grow. We really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.